Oh, oh, okay, man. Got to go to bed, catch the replay in the morning. I get it. I get it. I get it. Oh yeah, black sun and the hizzle off the shizzle dizzle. We got the next show here. Hey, okay, so oh man, shout out. Man, great debate, great debate. Shout out to Solar, shout out to uh, Yame, shout out to Steam, shout out to the Dark Side, shout out to Team Arena, shout out to Trevor, shout out to MD, shout out to Deacon, I call Deacon there, shout out to oh man, yeah, yeah, shout out to man, shout out to everybody, man. Entertaining debate, entertaining. What's going on, MD?
Peace, man. What's up? Great debate,
Hey,
man.
great
Great
debate, yeah.
debate.
Hey, it was a good.
You know, I slept on the topic at first,
I did too.
but after Yanga's opening and premise,
Yeah,
I totally get it.
yeah. That was a clean. I think Yanga's opening and his premise was clean. You know, Blue had a nice rebuttal, but it wasn't enough. He had a very nice rapid fire also. But I was lost on like the benefit of being a black Hebrew. Like that's Yanga killed that. Like it's like, yo, you gotta anytime you show something's bad, you gotta show something better. I think Elijah Muhammad taught that, like you have a dirty glass and a clean glass. I think they taught that in the
Oh, my bad.
Oh, go ahead, Yanga. Yeah, go ahead. Hey man. Congrats.
No, my bad. I had two tabs on. I'm being quiet. I'm listening.
Oh, no. I was just saying, man, you had a very clean opening and very clean premise. Blue kind of lost me on opening the premise, but he had a nice rebuttal.
Absolutely.
He had a nice fight back in the rapid fire.
Oh, that's Yanga on here. Okay. Yeah, I dropped off. Yeah, shouts out to you, Yanga, man. Hey,
man, thank you, man. Yeah.
Hey, I'm proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free. President Yanga in the house, y'all.
Oh shit. Oh man, you would do it to me. Listen, I was challenged. Great debate. I didn't like to have some judges. I ain't gonna front. I didn't like to have a clear-cut winner. I think Blue did his thing, man. Shouts out to DMT, man, and Dark Side. I'm like you, son. To me, he just kind of went there. He kind of went all over the place. I think he did a lot of three-card Monty, a lot of dancing.
Yeah.
I think we was discussing several different topics at one point in time. It was several different debates going on: patriotism versus nationalism, systemic racism, the benefits of Black America versus being a white American, the disparities in the economic system and the education system. I mean, and I heard very little about the Hebrew thing. And when I did hear about identity, black religious identity, black nationalism, or identity as nationalism, I heard him say, what did he say? So we need our own identity, but I didn't hear the benefits of a Hebrew identity as opposed to an American identity, or why being an American would hinder that Hebrew identity.
I was waiting for the benefits through the whole debate. I'm like, when are the benefits coming?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
no,
but you saw how he tried to switch it over to a more nationalistic stance.
Absolutely.
And he killed himself with his own argument, because Yanga clearly showed in the opening and in the premise that the benefit within itself of being a Black American is to withhold these ideologies where you would not be able to withhold them in any other country.
Right.
The basis in itself of Black nationalism is being Black American. It gives you the right to be a nationalist.
Yeah.
That was the genius of the topic.
Right.
People were saying, "Oh, I'm confused." You're confused because you don't have a political mindset in order to see what Yanga was saying. It was genius.
I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you got it. I knew my people would get it. You know, that's why I said it threw me when he went to the whole black nationalist debate. Because
that was dangerous.
What I'm espousing is black nationalism. That's the point.
He cut himself.
As opposed, great debate, Blue. Man, jeez. I'll catch you tomorrow, man. Peace, yo. Bringing the heat. You was tougher than the Shucklebuck. I don't know what Solo was talking about. I killed Solo with Bass Reeves. I don't give a damn what he says. He wasn't expecting that one. I like Bass Reeves. He's a bad boy. But anyway, yeah, man, that was my thing, MD. That's what I was basically aiming for. That was going to be my angle. Okay, come from a black nationalist angle as opposed to, you know, a religious identity separatist. You know, and, you know, I went there. Blue had, like you said, man, and shit, rapid fire. I thought he got down in rebuttal. He had some good points. You know, he touched on some good shit. Some real good stuff. But just me, and it's my opinion because it was my debate, I'm going to say, especially with just the direction I went in with the opening and the premise, setting up for the thing, I don't think I would have let, listen, touching that Hebrew thing would have been deadly. He was smart to touch on the points he touched on.
Yeah.
He was
I would say real quick, I would give you a flawless victory if it weren't for the rapid fire. You kind of let him take control of the context within itself within your rapid fire round. That's the only thing I didn't agree with. Other than that, it was a flawless victory in my eyes.
Man, I appreciate it. Shouts out to the commissioner. Thank you, Commish. Yeah. Thanks. We got to get back on the little voting system, though, man. You got too many hot debaters, man. We, you know, our little egos, we want to know. Mine does anyway. But shouts out, man. Shouts out to SVDL. Shouts out to League. Man, again, man, shouts out to DMT. He didn't disappoint. I have been looking to debate Blue, and he freaking didn't disappoint, man. Shouts out to the dark side. And that's all we're going to do is keep bringing hot-ass debates like that to y'all, man. That fire, man, that was a fucking great debate.
Jump on the pedal, Scheme.
Yeah, Scheme. Shouts out to Scheme. But yeah, he kind of right, though. Like I said, in your rapid fire round, he was able to dictate how that rapid fire round went. I didn't agree with that.
Yeah.
But other than that, you know, even that, he was killing himself. Even with doing that.
I kind of feel bad. I mean, by the time we got to rapid fire and rebuttal, I kind of was like, damn, I got to find a way. Because actually, some of the shit he was saying, I would agree with in a different debate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, how do I disagree with what I agree with? How do I get it back in the perspective that, yo, this ain't kind of where we going with the debate? You know what I'm saying? I snoozed on that day. Every time I don't get a freaking premise, I snooze.
Whoa. You didn't get a premise.
No, he didn't ask for one. I didn't ask for one.
Okay. Fair enough.
So he didn't ask for one. I didn't ask for one. We just, you know, we went at it, man. We smoked that shit out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
we just, Commish.
Hey, what's going on? Black Sun, when I was playing over on the joint, I think I added SVDL to your StreamYard. So it's live over there on StreamYard too. When you went live, it's going live on both of the channels. So you could go inside and take the SVDL off. You probably
okay. Hold on.
You can stream this shit. We ain't doing
that.
Yeah, I mean, they ain't hurting nothing. It's just out there.
Hurting nothing to stream it.
I just let you know what I mean, because some people, I think somebody made a comment in the comment section.
Okay.
If you don't mind, Solo, we don't mind streaming it, man. Appreciate it. Shout out.
Okay, shut up. You know. Oh, that's what damn Gynocracy was talking about. Okay, now we get okay.
Yeah, it's simulcasting on both channels.
Okay, now I see how to do that. I was scared because Gynocracy kept saying it. I'm like, what the hell is she talking about? Okay, shout out to Gynocracy. Now I know how to do that. The arena is about to do it.
Okay.
Oh, y'all don't even understand.
Yeah. So go to, man. I give Blue, like you said about with the rapid fire, about really taking control, being able to. It I don't want to say stunned. I just was at a moment had drawn a blank. Like, yeah, how do you come from this thing? But I'm still gonna go back. I know even Blue, if he's honest, I know he wasn't expecting that direction I came from. I can't wait to get you on it, Blue. I gotta get your take on what direct. Did you see that coming? And I don't think you did. I don't think you saw that coming.
I have a different take on it. I think he knew it was coming. He just didn't know how to set up a defense. I think he knew exactly where you're going to go, but he didn't know how to really counteract it. I have a different take on that because what we've been talking about on here is pretty direct, and I mean we're kind of, and we've been saying study Malcolm X. He took the word, but he didn't study Malcolm X. Shame on you, Blue. Shame on you.
I think, yeah. I think he threw a lot of, man, I'm going to say smoke and mirrors in some of that debate, like throwing the words out there. That's why, like I said, in my opening, I opened with subjectiveness, being subjective to a thing, being led by your emotions and feelings. It was a lot of emotionalism, a lot of wordplay, patriotism, right. Nationalism. And really
a lot, yeah.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? And really not. And then, hitting people with words neo-nationalism. I wanted to check, what is neo-nationalism? Like, we got, okay, if you're admitting that Martin Delany is the father of nationalism, and he said that, and Martin Delany was an officer in the Union Army during the Civil War. So even he incorporated and understood the importance of demanding your rights or pushing Americanism as an ideology and philosophy for freedom and independence. I mean, it was a play. Black nationalism was around when we was enslaved.
Absolutely.
We're enslaved. Absolutely. It's always been a concept. So, I just wanted to point out participation and non-participation. I thought, I'm going to be honest, I thought I got down on the Joe Biden thing. I don't think I let him get away with that when he was talking about, because Biden was talking about needs to be rooted out. If you allow, that clearly to me speaks to participation, speaks to self-determination.
Right, absolutely.
A change of policy.
There you go.
Which Blue don't believe can happen.
Right.
That was his whole argument.
Yeah, basically. So it was interesting. I'm curious that, man, open panel, man, what you think in the chat? Those people that was checking out the debate, what you guys think? Peace, GTO. Jump up here. What you think? Free spirit, man. I'd like to know what y'all thought of the debate. Strong points of Blue, strong points of mine. Maybe where I could have came stronger. I appreciate the feedback from the MD. Like he said, it was
Blue definitely a classic.
Really,
it was a classic. It was a classic. It is definitely a classic. It definitely has replay value to go back and watch again. I want to say, Blue, man, he tried to make, now one thing I will critique Blue on is he tried to make being a black Hebrew synonymous with black nationalism, and that's where he killed himself on that.
Right,
he killed himself on that.
Yeah.
I have to say that.
Yeah.
He basically used the term black Israelite as a Trojan horse in the debate.
Yep.
To try to argue black nationalism.
Absolutely. But
he shot himself in the foot, because black nationalism is, if you want to use the term rooted in being a black American. So how can you argue the two and try to compare and contrast? You can't do it. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Hell, with me and my ideology, I would even say the denotation of black itself is American.
Right.
So what are we talking about here?
Absolutely. I would agree with you on that. I would definitely agree with you on that. I think
so like the title shot him in the foot. The title, he stubbed his toe coming in the door.
I agree. That's why I took the debate. That's why I took the debate. Now, people who know me and know the arena know we black nationalists over here. And I agree. I couldn't agree more with MD on that. I think black is unique to us. I know that it's used now largely for any melanated people. But I think the inception of it, the specific and general purpose of black, I think largely started with us. I'm going to hold to that. But like you said, MD, I agree with you. I think that it was a big shot in the foot, the whole topic. And those who know me know if I'd remotely thought we was arguing black nationalism, I'd have had a totally different debate. If I thought we was debating black nationalism as opposed to the understanding of America from a white perspective, or the treatment of white, because and that's why I said there again, let's not be subjective. Largely, he was talking about the treatment of white America, the treatment of a people, and not America as a concept. And I'm constantly showing him black people, from revolutionary to reformist, from Malcolm X to Frederick Douglass, Dr. King, use the concept of America to indict white America as being un-American.
Right. And he was so bold in his argument, he was able to use the term white nationalism. He said it like 2-3 times in the debate. I'm like, hold on, what?
Exactly.
So it's okay to equate white nationalism with America, but not black?
Come on. Come on. Impossible. That's why in the opening, I said, in my premise, I said that even before the freedom of America, before America declared its independence, we had 157 years of enslavement here. 157 years of not just enslavement, but you know what that entails, from runaway slaves, this and that, intermingling bloodshed on this soil.
Yeah.
When America was still a colony. You know what I'm saying? When the concept of America was just, when America was colony, just loose colonies. So even when America decided to be, the concept of to break off from their imperialist master, their colonialist master, that the blood of black Americans were here. There were even some free black people that owned slaves.
Yep.
I mean, our history is intertwined, and I didn't want to go into all of that. The first so-called black president, not the constitutional president, George Washington, but I forget the brother's name. What's the brother's name?
John Henson.
John Henson. Yes, the first black president, not the first constitutional president. So, I mean, we were interwoven into the whole process of Americanism. And like MD is pointing out, black nationalism doesn't advocate assimilation, homogenization. It says, hey, white boy, everybody else, we want the same shit that is in the concept of America, unmolested and unhindered. We want the right to liberty, life, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what you said. And that's what every fight has been for. It has just been expressed in different ways. Dr. King and a lot of the reformists felt like we can get it in political process through integration. Malcolm X and the revolutionary said we get it through political process through the complete radicalization. I never said that the Black Panther parties separate. I said they advocated revolution and the right to establish a government based on what? The Declaration of Independence, where it says in the 10th point that should the government be unwilling and unable to, that they are governed by the consent of man, and should it fulfill the needs, I'm paraphrasing here, should it fulfill the needs of the people, that the people have the right to shake off that government and institute a new government.
And I hate to say this, man, and Blue forced me to do this. Joe Biden offered something that Blue didn't offer, which was an end game. The end game to goddamn yield out the damn poisons within the system. I was like, oh shit, that's where y'all was putting me. I was like, oh damn, bro.
I think he realized. I love, shout out to Blue. I loved it. I think he realized it too, and that's why he kept getting on the thing rooted. What does rooted mean? What does rooted mean? What does rooted mean? And he wouldn't reread that statement. I say, okay, reread the statement. Joe Biden said, unless it's rooted out to extract, that denotes participation.
Which offers an end-game goal. That's an
exactly.
A real
change of
policy.
Right.
Like MD said, a change of policy. So even the white boy is like, we can't, and then he go further and says, too long this has been allowed. So like when Blue was like, well, who's allowed, how systemic race? If we allow it, it becomes our fault. If we turn a blind eye to it, if we don't address it, I'm not saying we ain't got to fight. I loved how he said, you're advocating not fighting. No, you're advocating not fighting. I'm saying you better get your ass in there and fight. From voting to protesting. I don't give a fuck how you express yourself. You better get in there and do something and demand your rights. I ain't saying you got to call yourself American, even the concept of America. You better demand look, you want to know what my concept of America is? no taxation without representation. If that makes me an American, call me whatever you want to call me. Don't get my money and say I can't have no say in my the politics that address my day-to-day life. Shitting me. I don't care if you call me an Eskimo.
And I don't think. Oh, go ahead, Yang. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, I'm just saying if FICA can keep hitting that check, shit, I need to have a say in something going around these goddamn parts.
And I'm gonna say this to Blue. I don't know the color of the people who got Brittany Griner, but I don't think Brittany Griner cared.
That was my whole point.
Right.
That was my whole point. That three sets of people benefited from her Americanness. You know, the black, the women, and the LGBTQ. Right. So that's why I'm showing it was a benefit, not a detriment. You know, my whole thing was to constantly show benefits. You know, I was waiting for him to show me where being a Hebrew was so beneficial that you didn't need to demand your rights as a citizen.
Right.
That's what I was waiting on. Like, shit, what do you know that I don't know? You know what I'm saying? How can, you know, and I thought his points were fucking head on. I thought he brought that heat. I thought he was right exactly for a different debate, though. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I'm saying. For a different debate.
Well, yeah. Know. So okay. So can we say this, Yanga? He brought a good technique, maybe for the wrong debate, but he brought a good fighting technique. Okay, a good fighting technique. Can we give Blue that, a good fighting technique?
Well, if I don't know, because we were fighting too. If you shadow boxing.
Okay. I'm just trying to. I mean,
you know, if you shouts out to Blue, he's good. But if you shadow, but we were debating two different. He's straight smoke and mirrored. He straight went into
three-card money.
Okay, he was like, the debate, is it beneficial for Black Hebrew to be Black American? So therefore, we must ask ourselves, is it beneficial to be Black American? No, because the systemic rate. And I'm like, whoa. He just took straight off and that wasn't debate. Is it beneficial to be a Black American? That was not the debate.
Well, let me ask you this then, Yanga, because like I said, he did the Trojan horse. So based off his Trojan horse, the debate would then become: is it more beneficial to be a Black nationalist,
right,
than a Black American? How would you attack that topic?
I would ask him to defy Black nationalism. Like,
that's what
you know what I'm saying? I mean, you have to, like, I'm like you, MD. My understanding of Black nationalism is, rooted in being a nation. Black people. I think I took it out. I was trying to. Black people over here recognizing themselves as a nation within a nation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, America overall is the general nation, but recognizing itself as an ethnic power, as a nation possessing all the resources, everything to be successful within the confines and the framework that is presented by, like, taking control of our destiny. You know what I'm saying? I understand what Solar was saying, but it was so general. It was such a sweeping generalization of Black people. There have been countless Black people who have excelled to positions of what could be considered authority and power in so-called America as Black people that have advanced the cause of Black Americans. I may not have always agreed with their method, but I can't deny Dr. King, the advancement, the civil rights as an advancement for us. I can't deny. I can look back now, hindsight, man, I'd never let them crackers spit on me, hit me, put hoses on me and all that, but I can't deny the benefit of the civil rights movement for me today. I mean, how do you do that?
A lot of Black people would, because they say that we was more together in those times. You know, they say that we had more unity, and But you was going to say.
I could agree. I would, but that would be, to me, I would argue, the social cultural effects of integration. You know what I'm saying? I still would argue the point that civil rights was beneficial to Black people. Social culturally, Did it have an effect? Yeah. And then we can argue, was it beneficial or not beneficial? You know what I'm saying? Social
right.
culture.
Okay.
Hey, to answer Van Cat question real quick. So usually it's a judge system in the debate, but for these last couple of debates, it hasn't been any judges, to my knowledge. Yanga, you correct me if I'm wrong.
Right. I don't think there have been judges right now. I think that's something that we definitely going to work on fixing. Because I know people we putting in a lot of work, and I'm sure people are like, I'd have liked to. I'm not going to front. I'd have liked to have a judge during this thing, but for none other than that heat, and I appreciate having the opportunity to debate Blue and everything like that. Shit, we getting it. Our judges are coming. I guess it's a judge thing. I haven't really hollered at Solar.
The topic was off. That's number one, and we already know why. It's because he was continuing on a debate that came from over here, and he was still debating that because I pulled his card because I was like, "Well, were you doing all this hollering, hooping?" He didn't want to take that position. But before all this, there already was a discussion about changing the topics. So he just went in off the top of his dome. I don't even think he really had a lot of notes. I don't even think he really gave a fuck.
I agree with that. And you could tell because again, you just said the Trojan horse.
He came in yelling. Who is you yelling at? Why is the mic so loud? You mad? You emotional?
I could tell a few. I could tell a few of those were freestyles. I could tell some of them got it got some freestyle in there. I could tell some of that.
And I'm not bad. I'm not gonna be messy because I want him to hit this link. But listen, the whole thing about it is he didn't have to go that route. He could have just went and he could have just, even with all the mess, he could have been like, look, it's too much mess over there. He said, just give me another debate topic. It's getting hot in the dark side. I don't want to do this. I don't want, because it just was messy. I heard somebody in the comments say this debate is a wash if he trying to change the subject. And then Yanga was confused. That's why he was sweating.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it caught him off guard. You find what I'm saying? The shuckle buck ain't even bother Yanga. It was just a lot that was on his mind. You cannot confuse the debaters like that. You can't confuse the audience like that. That's not right. Whatever mess sprang from over here, you should have handled that behind the scenes. You could have been handled that. That was just messy. Come on now. I didn't know you was going to do that.
Well, I didn't get the bet. I'm kind of like MD. I think it was a shot in the foot. I loved the title at first. I know it was crazy because I was like, shit, that's a win-win. You're gonna have to show me where being a Black Hebrew is all of that, as opposed to getting your rights. Shit, as an American, that's what I was gonna stand on. Like I said, shouts out to Blue. I think he made some great points. He, even something now, I'm not going to say, because he went there in the debate. I was confused. I was lost.
Yeah, he went there because he was trying to prove about the Coon situation. It have nothing to do with the topic. He didn't want to go there because he knew on his community tab and in his live streams, he took a Hebrew Israelite position a lot. That's where he come from. He only been on this for 4 years. And that's okay. But that was just sloppy. It was a sloppy debate on his part. Your part was good, but that's just messy. Bringing a mess to the debate. I didn't think he was going to do that. Because y'all trying to get me to shut the fuck up. Y'all just trying to get me to shut the fuck up. So I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't know I don't know if he was bringing a mess or not, GTO. I honestly
not the mess, because he was still he throw personal shots but
I just think
he came in with that energy and he fucked himself up. Period.
I don't think he had nowhere to go with it. I think that was a lose taking that debate. I don't think he had anywhere to go with it. I think he did smoke and mirrors. And threw it.
He was like, "Fuck y'all." That was the energy. He was like, "Fuck everybody."
Well, can I ask who? Obviously, I don't think Yanga came up with the title. So let me officially ask, who came up with that title?
I don't know. I think we were discussing one day and come up, and how you start fishing for titles, and we was talking about it, and it just, I think a combination of both of ours. I think we worked at it and tweaked it.
Okay, fair enough.
I am a little. I'd rather he switched the title. I do think that was a totally different debate. I don't think we were really. It was a stretch for me to find some relatives. Excuse me, I was getting late. I'm getting tired. In what we were debating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was a stretch at some points. And a lot of times, more than not during the debate, I just don't feel like we were debating the same damn thing. I was taking notes and like, where is he going with it? What does he mean? Don't fight, patriotism. I mean, it was just really pulling on the emotions of the people, misdirection, a lot of throwing of terminology.
Umar Johnson talk. Umar Johnson.
Okay. A lot of not, like in the rapid fire, the thing with the Biden thing and all of that type of stuff, they're not rereading, they're not, really trying to, like I said, so I was like, I felt like, okay, that would be a strong point, maybe participation versus non-participation. Maybe I can hit on the point that, to me, Biden is alluding to, if we are all vigilant and participate, then we can begin to make a change. Like MD says, policy change. It's never a point. Like he tried to make the debate, do I advocate or promote America?
Patriotism, right.
Patriotism.
I didn't get that. No, I didn't get that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa, where's this debate going?
He's trying to call him patriot and shit.
Wants to debate patriotism.
Yeah. He tried to, you're a patriot, and then tried to take the side of black now. Like MD said, you're a Trojan horse. You're trying to make the black Hebrews black nationalists. Therefore, I'm taking the side of black nationalism. And since you're saying black American, therefore you're taking the side of patriotism. He tried to paint it with a broad brush.
Right. But that's so subjective, though. Patriotism within itself. Patriotism is the devotion to one's country. Exactly. You can equate the same thing to black nationalism.
It is.
So why he's trying to throw out these vague terms that are more constituted with the white American pie America, and this is not that debate.
Yep.
Right.
That was the whole point. So yes, in an aspect, you're damn right I'm a patriot. I'm devoted to the rights and the equalities that my forebears are supposed to get, and I'm going to strive to get them no matter the cost. That's devotion to one's country. That's being a patriot, a black patriot, but a patriot nonetheless. So he tried to throw these terms on you.
Yeah.
In the aspect of white culture, and try to deem it as that's the only definition when it's not.
Black supremacists talk.
I just realized something.
Yeah, black supremacists.
In the Black Flyer say that Malcolm X was not a black nationalist. Did I hear that?
That's what he said. That is exactly what he said.
You know what? With that said, good night, y'all. I got to get up early in the morning.
Me too.
Oh God!
I told y'all. Don't nobody listen to me. I told y'all. I'm the coldest psychic out here. Okay, y'all better listen to these nutty shows.
No. He said Malcolm X wasn't a black
nationalist. Clearly, that's what he said. Clearly showed in the debate, Malcolm X was a nationalist, and the Organization of African American Unity was founded by other black nationalists, John Henry Clark, so on and so forth, and that one of the mandates was to take control of mainstream politics, especially where you are the minority. That's what I was trying to even get to the point of what I was saying with Solar, and I love the Hucklebuck where he tried the Lone Ranger. He said the Lone Ranger. He said I said Bass Reeves. To to make a sweeping indictment, generalization that black people, that all of us practice neocolonialism. That if we get in position of powers, we're automatically going to emulate the oppressor, when there are too many examples of black people whom have gotten to these positions and have done. Yeah.
Before I go, I'm gonna have to present the argument. We keep saying neocolonial. Is that just human nature? Because you're talking about generations of Liberians, generations of Nigerians, generations of Kenyans, and generations of Tanzanians, and generations of people from Zaire and South Africa that practice where white people are nowhere around. So what are we talking human nature, or are we talking neocolonial?
No, I wouldn't. I would call it neocolonialism. if you get in a position and you emulate your oppressor, and sometimes even worse than your oppressor, within the same system, the same manner, you just blackface in white place.
So let me ask you this question. So is there police brutality all around the world? Where there's not neocolonialism?
I would say that, but we would look at what it's based on. If there's police brutality, is it police brutality based on class differences? Is it based on gender differences? So what I'm saying is, over here for us, a lot of the police brutality that we are faced with is based on race.
No, I don't disagree with that. But like when you look in a place like China, you got Chinese brutalizing Chinese citizens. So in South America,
you got Chinese getting executed for stealing.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So their thing is, I wouldn't say human nature because they're not faced with the same history. Now, if they were conquered by Japanese people, and then the Japanese pulled out, and the Chinese people began to, they had embraced Japanese culture, Japanese language, and then got in power and started oppressing Chinese people like the Japanese oppressor, that's neocolonialism.
But when do you take responsibility? Like look at Liberia. Liberia has gone through 2 or 3 civil wars with no white people around, and we talk about colonization back in the 1800s. They have not been colonized for a long time, Yanga. So Liberia, they go around walking around with blackjacks whipping people. They do the same thing.
One of the most corrupt governments in the world.
Corrupt government, right? Because it was founded. Its inception was in neocolonialism. Its inception, the very foundation of Liberia, was a mock Black America. You know what I'm saying? And we're not
I know what you're saying, but
that's the point of neocolonialism. Is one of the cornerstones of neocolonialism is assimilation and homogenization. Black nationalism.
What you're telling me is that the Pan-Africanists, because let me ask you this question before I make the statement: is all of Africa, the continent, has it all been colonized, even including Ethiopia? That's
my knowledge grave. I don't think Ethiopia had been colonized.
No, Ethiopia colonized through Christianity, sir. It has been colonized through Christianity, sir.
Okay, well, I mean, there you go.
There you go.
It's been colonized through Christianity.
Yes, sir.
That's a stretch.
You got a lot of tribes that are still primitive. Yeah, I mean, you still got a lot of primitive tribes in Africa. So the answer would be no.
And the religious isn't just one. That's one small aspect of colonization.
But it's an aspect.
But does it really speak into a whole neo-colonialist thing? Like you can have
not the whole thing. Not the whole thing.
But so you can have Black Christians. Neo-colonialism is this, Black son. When you are deprived of your culture, your identity, all of that, and then you begin to accept your oppressor's culture as the supreme culture, as the better way, the best way to do things.
Christianity is not that?
Yeah, you might have that. You might have a Christian religion, but your family structure might be very African. See what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't even speak an African dialect, bro.
Right.
We don't speak an African dialect.
Agreed.
We are so entrenched in our oppressor's culture, way of thinking, that we struggle to find ways that are advantageous to us. That yes, that's my word there. That benefit us, that is advantageous to us, that still allows us to exist within the very real, the reality. Remember my opening, the reality that we exist in, called this construct of America.
But our dynamic is different though, Yanga. We weren't a nation of people that brought forth this institution. We were the institution itself. We were created.
Okay. Yeah.
We are a GMO ethnic group.
I agree.
So you can't put any of that on us.
Any of what?
You can't put any of that on us.
I disagree.
Oh man,
I disagree with that. I think
we test tube babies. We don't got nothing to do with any of that.
No, I here's why I disagree, because the black nationalists, I think that we as black nationalists reserve the right to defy, like what you were saying, black as a extended culture of the African continent. We have things that are unique to us: hip hop, certain foods, a diet, certain social culture, more ways and Norways that we have developed right here as black people in America. And when you don't, the fact that we don't embrace that, such jazz, the blues, all of these things, when people, you got Negroes who don't accept us as a unique extension of Africa and really bite into the assimilist way and think that white way is better and would inflict that upon us, would really be, and I live in Atlanta, I see it all the time, are really more terrible than sometimes the damn white oppressor in trying to get us to conform and comply to white standards and white understandings, especially more ways than no ways.
That's more or less an issue of a lack of advancement. That's really not. So put it to you like this: if we had a time machine, the government gave us reparations, this is your reparations. This is what we're gonna do. We have this new time machine. We're gonna put each Negro in a time machine. We're gonna take it back to the instance of where your ancestors set foot off that ship. Each of the 14 plus million of us in this country would all go to different places in Africa. So that's creating a less of a monolith that we already got now. So this is my issue with Pan-Africanism. If we were able to do that and have that time machine and put us back in time and put us in those positions, put us in those cultures, the respective cultures that we come from originally, we all are different. Hence being, we are amalgamation of all these different people throughout the Western African countries. And were made, put in a test tube, bunched up together, poof, came out the Negro. It's a brand new ethnic group.
Absolutely.
You cannot equate me to any type of nationalistic principle in Africa. As a matter of fact, America in itself constitutes the right for me to define what type of African I want to be at this point, because all you're calling me is an African American.
Absolutely. I think
so that's the issue that we coming. So, I mean, we're in agreement, but you can see the issue there.
Well, the issue to me is when you embrace that.
The issue is what defines me as an African.
Yeah, I think.
Am I more suited from a constitution or valuistic standpoint of being an African or an American, based off of the works that my forefathers in this country put upon me to work on? Which is more valuable, that or the culture long withheld through generations and generations in whatever country in Africa my forefathers come from?
I think
that's the thin line.
I think what you're rehashing is an age-old argument between the black nationalists and the Pan-Africanists. That's not a new argument. That is an old argument between black nationalists and Pan-Africanists. And I totally agree with you. It doesn't speak to the issue of neocolonialism. And what you're speaking to, I mean, we've seen fine examples of black nationalism, exactly what you're speaking to. One primary example that jumps out is Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? We have a right to defy our culture and what is an African culture or a black culture here in America as it relates to our very real presence here in America.
That's a good example. That real quick, because I'm about to get ready to get off. I got it. I'm tired as hell. So, Black Wall Street, is that neocolonialism?
No.
Oh, what?
Wait a minute. Hold up.
No. I'm gonna tell you why it ain't neocolonial. You better study what neocolonialism is.
In a baseline level, neocolonialism is only an adaptation or a I guess you could say a mimic of an oppressive culture that you derive from. That's neocolonialism.
Okay, well, of a what? Oppressive culture. If the key word denoting there is the oppression. When you look at any, and especially from a revolutionary's definition of neocolonialism, when you look at any people that have practiced neocolonialism, it wasn't just emulation of the culture. It was the emulation of the oppressive social interaction with their own people, like the colonizer.
So, but earlier if I found a nation based in Christianity, is that neocolonialism?
I don't think so. Not unless. No. Like I said earlier, it's not neocolonialism unless you bring on all of. Now, if the Christianity was imposed on you by oppression, and you take the same identical route, that is neocolonialism. It's just blackface and white place. If you become a Christian and you're a black Christian, but you're about the advancement of black people because you have been affected by your oppressor's culture in his more ways and his no ways, but not by his behavior or oppression in your social interaction with one another, that is not neocolonialism, sir.
So hold on, Yanga. So you're saying if it's beneficial, so I can say, well, capitalism is beneficial.
Exactly.
Okay, so
that neocolonialism is me practicing capitalism. Neocolonialism.
If you practice it in the way that it's practiced now, absolutely.
Huh?
If my argument
how
is
other way would you practice it? Wait. How other way would you practice?
We've talked about that with collective economics. If you practice capitalism at the exploitation of people, if you practice capitalism at the exploitation of the labor of people, at the exploitation of the lack of education provided for people. Wait a minute, listen to me.
Okay.
Son,
okay.
If you practice in capitalism at the exploitation, because see, you got to understand how capitalism works, especially for Black Americans. If you have a felony, you're denied certain economic opportunities and an opportunity for upward mobility. If you have a felony, in fact, in Georgia, in some places, you're even denied certain access to certain areas to live in. Certain area, and if you black and reinforce that with policies and laws, knowing that black people are targeted, are disproportionately sentences, and felons are handed out to us like trick-or-treat candy, that's neocolonialism. Like if you still down with the disproportionate sentence of crack cocaine over powder cocaine and black Americans being targeted, that's neocolonialism. So if you're practicing capitalism as it has been run, as it has been from its inception of the exploitation of unwitting or unsuspected people, that's neocolonialism. We live in a capitalist society, yes. Do we have to find a way? And I'm going to conclude it with this because I could go on, and I'm going to let you guys say something. There's something that Robert Williams said of the Deacon of Defense. He said at this juncture of the stage of black nationalism, he said the fight isn't Democrat or Republic. It isn't revolution or reform. The fight is self-determination. That means taking all things in consideration. So even capitalism, but we know as capitalism exists today, is exploitive. It has been exploitive, is exploited in its inception. And if it continues like it is today, it's an exploitive economic system. Bottom line, nobody can convince me different. Y'all have to bring a slide or we can get solo and debate it. Is capitalism an exploitive economic system as it exists today?
All right.
I would argue the affirmative.
Well, all right. I guess we'll discuss it at a later date.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We definitely.
Yes, you're denied the right. Like if you don't make a certain economic class, you can't go to college. Education, there again, denying a certain class opportunity at upward mobility. Why isn't education free, especially for us? I think reparations, part of that should be free education.
But you equating policy with capitalism, and it don't work that way. That's the issue. But we'll talk about it later.
No, it does. It does. Policy reinforcing policies are made behind capitalist interests, and we'll talk about it later. Lobbyists, certain industries, policies are there to further the interests of industrial capitalists to ensure for some people monopoly capital. We definitely can go into that. That's why we have a lot of these policies. You know what I'm saying? Even though shit, that's why you got people still talking about if you've taken Johnson and Johnson, you know, FDA, Food Drug Administration is influenced by capitalists. Am I wrong, son? Come on, medical mafia. Lobbyists. Let's talk about it later. But I mean, yeah. Come on. We know they were lying bullshit for big pharma, for a big industry. They were lying bullshit, let you eat poison. Look at sugar, the biggest fucking drug in the world.
Yanga.
The sugar industry. Come on, I'm gonna go to bed on y'all though. It's getting late.
Where were you when me and MD was breaking down the Operation Exodus, Mississippi, bro? Angel needed you, bro. He needed you, bro. You let him down, bro. You let Angel down. No, you let him down. You let him down.
No. Me and Angel just gotta go.
You let Angel down.
Angel shit gonna be tight now because he's working with MD. But had Angel and I went to some of things. I can't listen. You throw me in the mix. Shout out to Snup Nup. Shout out to OEM Operation Exodus, Mississippi. But I gotta, you can't throw me in the mix like that. I don't believe that the state should have control of our reparations. I'm sorry, you ain't gonna put me in the mix.
No, like but that. You know what? Okay, fair enough.
That's a whole nother conversation, man.
It is.
MD, shouts out you guys. Hey, listen, man, I'm out of here. Shouts out again to Double Master Teacher. Thank you, brother, for such a wonderful, high-powered, heated debate. Shouts out to the commissioner, Solar Vision, and the league, the only league, man, Team Arena that always keep it cracking, man. Thank you guys for having my back. You know what I'm saying? And everybody out there, GTO, shouts out to you. Definitely thank you. And last but not least, my man, producer extraordinaire, I call my boy son because he shine like one, who put this shit together. You know what I'm saying? And gave me a mic to run my damn mouth. My boy Black Son, shouts out to you, man. I appreciate you. And everybody out there. With that, brother, man, I'm going to say peace, man.
Peace, y'all. We out, y'all.
We out.
Let's see. Here we go.
The Arena of Six.